Okay, now let's talk about the Cloudwise source code. And now, as you can see, the architecture of this program is to use a Flask application that receives a base64 encoded image in a JSON payload, decodes it, and performs object detection on the image using a YOLO model. And as you can see, in this method, with this function, we will initialize a result within a blank list and to get the detection result as the JSON object as JSON format, and we will use decode image to decode the base60 strings into a numpy arrays of unit 8 type. And then we will, and the second line, we will use use the OpenCV IM decode function to decode the image to decode the image using to decode the image to function to decode the image data from the numpy array into an image. And also in the Flask or the Flask application, we also call this a Cloudwise server pattern. In the second endpoint, second order, we will set the method as the post, and we will and these endpoints will accept a JSON object with an image in base64 format in the request body. The image is decoded using the object detection module, and the result is returned as a JSON object. And finally, we will set the Flask application to listen on the 5000 port, and the server listens on all available networks interfaces. And also we open the multi-threaded. And now I will show you the Docker file. The Docker file's first line is to set the base image. I choose this one because it's smaller and it has higher performance. And then the next two command will run will install Python, and the next 5 lines will be used to copy the files from my local computer to the image. And also then next command will be used to install the Python packages, and I will set the image to listen on the 5000 port. And the last command is the last line is the command set which will be used to run the image. Okay, now I will show you the Kubernetes cluster, the Kubernetes services, and I will show you how to know the version of the Docker. With this command, we can get the version of Docker as 23.0.3, and we'll also show you the version of the Kubernetes. And now as you can see, the version of Kubernetes is 1.27.0. And also, I use the Weaves Weaves and networking module to manage the container networking because it's a lightweight and very small, reliable, and can be easy to manage and very popular. So I choose this one as a network module of the Kubernetes. And now I will list the cluster nodes, and as you can see, there are 3 nodes running on running the VM, running on smart 3 nodes running on VM. And first is the assignment 1 workers. It's a work node. Second is also a worker node. The third one, the assignment 1, is a master node. And as you can see, the roles play the roles play the assembly one, it plays a control plane role, which also means it is a master role. And they are already and they use the same version of Kubernetes, and they are private IP, and they are responsible for the Docker, and they use the same Ubuntu version. Okay, now let's show you the deployment YAM file. As you can see, I named this app as the Cloudwide, and and I also use use this image to create container, and I limit the resource of the each pod can get as it displays. The memory display is a 512, and the CPU is 0.5. And I also set the port it should listen on is as the 5000. Now let's show you the service YAM file. As you can see, I named the service as CloudOS Service V2. And the important part is that it will listen on the 8080 port, and the target port will be set to 5000. It will send traffic, port traffic to the 5000 ports, and also I map the node port as the 30005. Okay, now let me show you how my Docker image is built and how it loads in my Kubernetes cluster. So I use this command, Docker image build, use this command. Okay. And I will set this as the default name. Now I click enter. Now it start to build. Now you can see it is built successfully. And now I will show you the VMs in the OCI dashboard. As you can see in the dashboard, there are three instances. The first one is works as a master node. So it says the next two one work as a work node. And I will show you their security lists. Okay. Now I will show you their security lists. As you can see, I open these ports as security lists. The reason I do this is because in the Kubernetes official documents, we need to open these ports for the control plane, which you can also call it the master node. Code to open these ports on the master node, and you also need to open these ports on the works node. So it will make sure that our application can be accessed by these ports, can be accessed through these ports. So now I will show you the public IP address of the control node, and I will show you the 4-port configurations. And as you can see, we will use this Kubernetes get ports. And now you can see there are 4 ports that has been created before, and now you can see they can be running. And how to reach it from outside on my local computer, So it's easy. So now, as you can see over a terminal, and I will use this command to run the client on my local computer. As you can see, now it start to work and start to detect the images. And now I will pause it because I have the limit time. Okay. Now, finally, I will show the logs for the pod to demonstrate the load balancing in board nodes. Now I'll show you. You can use this. You can see command to get the logs. As you can see, you can get many log information. So it proves that the proves that the pod is running, and you can get these logs information through these things. And thank you. And that's all my videos.